All right, so there's been a lot of talk of a new boxing game, and of course, all of that revolves around Esports Boxing Club, a boxing game being designed by Steel City Interactive. It's a game that we've seen um, a, a few things in regards to, not much, but it's a very promising game, a game that all of us were extremely excited for. We're looking forward to it. But as we talk about Esports Boxing Club, of course, it's impossible to not bring up the very last boxing game that we had, which was Fight Night Champion. Fight Night Champion was a really, really, really good boxing game, a game that is still being played today, a game that still holds up even today. And there's always been a question, are we going to see a new boxing game from EA? And if we are, when's that going to happen? And the thing with EA is they are a very success driven company, as is most companies out there, right? If something works, they're going to keep doing it. If they try it and it doesn't work out as much as they want it to work out, they're most likely going to discontinue it. And when they put out Fight Night Champion, the game was a success in terms of graphics, gameplay, just overall. The game was a good game. It was a great game. But I'm not sure the game was as successful as they wanted the game to be in terms of sales, which is why it's been years upon years upon years, and we haven't seen a new Fight Night yet. There's only one explanation. They don't think it is going to be worth their time. Worth their time in the sense that it's not going to make as much money. It's not going to be as successful. It's not going to be as successful as they wanted to be. But there's chatter that there is a brand new Fight Night game in development right now. Let's go right ahead and read the news right here. So it says, sources, EA has greenlit a Fight Night revival, but it's on pause. The new game, codenamed Moneyball. This is a very weird one. Like, why are we codenaming it Moneyball? It just makes no sense. Anyways, has entered early development and will resume after UFC 5. So I guess this confirms two things. One, there's a new Fight Night game being developed. Two, there's a new UFC game being developed. So there you go. Electronic Arts is set to revive its classic boxing series Fight Night in the near future, development sources have said. What are these sources? We don't know, but let's just assume that they're correct. Let's take their word for it. It says, according to people with knowledge of the EA Sports label's plans, the new Fight Night, which is currently codenamed Moneyball, has been greenlit and entered early development. However, the series' first installment in a decade is still likely several years from release. This is due to EA Canada's decision to temporarily pause its core development in order to prioritize the new EA Sports UFC game, which is planned for late next year. Jeez Louise. So we're gonna have to deal with UFC 4 until late next year. God, like, please let Esports Boxing Club release before then. That is a long time for us to wait for a brand new game. That is crazy. It says, in a studio-wide email seen by VGC, EA Canada told staff that its focus will be on EA Sports UFC 5 for the foreseeable future. The email explained that strong marketplace competition has made it challenging to staff up for Fight Night, which was intended to enter production alongside UFC, and that it did not want to split its senior creatives between two fighting game projects. That's very interesting. So the plan initially was to create both games side by side, a Fight Night game and a UFC game. That would have been so freaking dope. Could you imagine a UFC game drops, a new Fight Night game drops, Esports Boxing Club drops? That's three solid games for us. Three solid combat games for us to play. Three solid combat games for us to upload on the channel. That would have been so freaking dope. But you know, things don't always work out as planned. It says, thus, the decision has been made to pause the game's development for the time being to ensure that UFC 5 will be delivered at high quality. The email reads, high quality. Let's hope. We're very excited about UFC 5, and we want to eliminate the split focus that several members of our leadership team have had over the past so we can solely focus on delivering migration and UFC 5 at high quality, it reads. Not so much is currently known about the new boxing game, but it's understood that EA sees the revival as a means of reasserting itself in the fighting game market. All right. Asked for comment on this story, an Electronic Arts spokesperson pointed to the company's policy of not responding to rumors and speculation. Okay. All right. Whatever. So right now, just based on what we have, the little information we have, is any of this confirmed by anybody from EA? No, it's all rumors, it's all speculation. But this is being reported all over the place. It's being reported all over the place, which means, to me at least, that there's some credibility to this. At least I'm hoping. Maybe this is wishful thinking. Maybe I'm just hoping that it's credible. But something tells me that yes, it would make sense that they would want to bring back Fight Night Champion. You know, as Game Changers, we've talked to some of the developers in the past, and they do want to bring back Fight Night. You know, I know Brian Hayes, who was the creative director of EA Sports UFC, and I believe he was also the creative director for Fight Night Champion. Fight Night is his baby. You know, it's a game that he holds very dear to his heart, and I know that if he had the power, if he could get it done single-handedly, we would have already had a Fight Night game, because, you know, it's something that he's very passionate about. So it's not that the team, it's not that they don't want to make a Fight Night game. They definitely want to make a Fight Night game, but, you know, there's always politics involved. There's way more to green light in the game than the developers wanting to do it. You know what I mean? So this is very good news. I know I don't sound like it, but it's very good news. It really is. It means that in the future, sometime, it's very possible that we are going to have competition, which is good, which is very, very good. It's going to make everybody have to elevate their game. There's going to be multiple boxing games on the market. I'm hoping that we're also eventually going to see multiple MMA games on the market. You know, imagine if we got a Bellator game as well. Like, we've got a UFC game, we've got a Bellator game, we've got Esports Boxing Club, we've got a new Fight Night game. That would just be absolutely incredible, a dream. But we shall see. Let me know in the comments what you guys think about this. Do you think there's any credibility to this? Are you excited? Because I most definitely am. And yeah, let's talk about it. But that's it, folks. I will see you guys in a bit. Stay safe.